Practical tips for INFJs to manage social anxiety in everyday life. People with the INFJ personality are known for their deep empathy, introspection, and desire to understand others. But for many, social anxiety can complicate their everyday experiences. INFJs often struggle with feeling like they don't fit in or that their unique way of seeing the world isn't fully understood, leading to feelings of anxiety, especially in social situations. In this guide, we'll dive into practical tips specifically tailored for INFJs to help them manage social anxiety and navigate their everyday life with confidence. INFJs are often sensitive to social dynamics and the emotions of those around them, which can make social interactions feel overwhelming. Their strong intuition and empathy enable them to read others well, but this can also make them overly self-conscious and hyper-aware of potential judgments. Social anxiety in INFJs is often amplified by their desire to connect authentically. Studies show that people with heightened sensitivity, such as INFJs, can experience social situations as more intense and sometimes even draining. Understanding this is the first step toward managing it. Social anxiety often stems from feeling like we're not good enough or that we have to fit in a certain mold. INFJs are naturally deep thinkers, often preferring one-on-one interactions over large group settings. Accepting this preference is key to building confidence. Self-compassion practices, like journaling or positive affirmations, can help INFJs embrace their strengths. Instead of feeling self-critical, acknowledge that your way of connecting, meaningful, deep, and empathic, is valuable, even if it's different from social norms. Write down a list of qualities that make you a unique, caring friend or partner. Review it before social events to remind yourself of your worth. INFJs can be prone to overthinking and sometimes envision social scenarios going poorly before they've even happened. One way to counteract this is through visualization of positive outcomes. Visualization techniques help train the brain to respond positively to social scenarios, reducing pre-event anxiety. By imagining yourself enjoying a conversation or connecting with others, you're more likely to approach social events with optimism rather than dread. Before attending a social gathering, take a few minutes to close your eyes and visualize yourself interacting positively, feeling calm and being engaged. Envision others responding warmly. INFJs tend to overanalyze interactions, which can lead to feeling overwhelmed. Grounding techniques can help you stay present and focused on the moment, rather than spiraling into anxious thoughts. Practice a simple grounding exercise, such as the 5-4-3-2-1 technique. Focus on 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This technique can be helpful in social situations when you feel anxious or overstimulated. INFJs feel more at ease in social situations when they have someone familiar around. An anchor person can serve as a source of comfort and security. Studies show that having a familiar person in a social setting can reduce anxiety by providing a feeling of safety. For INFJs, this allows them to focus on meaningful interactions without feeling overly exposed or anxious. When attending larger gatherings, try to find a friend or person you know well. You can always retreat to them if you need a break from socializing with new people. Sometimes, INFJs put pressure on themselves to be the perfect conversationalist or to make a strong impression. Setting realistic goals can help ease this pressure. Setting small, achievable goals can make social interactions feel more manageable. Instead of trying to be everyone's friend or feeling pressure to socialize continuously, focus on attainable steps, such as talking to one new person or staying for a set time. For example, set a goal to have one meaningful conversation rather than focusing on mingling with everyone. This approach allows you to connect without feeling overwhelmed. INFJs often feel the need to recharge alone after socializing, and this is perfectly normal. Allowing yourself to withdraw strategically can help you maintain your energy. Research highlights that introverts benefit from taking periodic breaks during social events to recharge. INFJs, in particular, can prevent burnout by honoring their need for solitude without feeling guilty about it. If you're at a social event, feel free to take breaks as needed. Step outside for fresh air, find a quiet corner, or even go for a brief walk. This will help you recharge and approach the rest of the event with renewed energy. INFJs often feel more comfortable when conversations are meaningful. Reflective listening can help you engage without feeling pressured to contribute constantly. When in conversation, focus on listening and ask questions that allow the other person to share. Reflective listening not only takes the pressure off you but also builds rapport naturally, making conversations feel less daunting. After social interactions, many INFJs find themselves replaying conversations in their mind. Instead of allowing this to fuel anxiety, use it as a tool for growth. Reflection can be an opportunity for INFJs to process their feelings and gain insight into what helps them feel comfortable in social settings. Rather than being overly self-critical, focus on aspects you handled well, and consider gentle adjustments for the future. After social events, take a few minutes to journal. Write about what you enjoyed, what made you uncomfortable, and any insights about how you could approach similar situations in the future. One way to ease social anxiety is by spending time in groups with similar interests, which can reduce the pressure to perform socially. Psychologists suggest that social anxiety is often reduced when we're around like-minded individuals, as it provides a safe environment to practice social skills and reduces self-consciousness. Consider joining groups or clubs that align with your interests, like book clubs, creative workshops, or other low-pressure gatherings. These environments offer a sense of community and shared understanding. INFJs, with their natural empathy and desire for meaningful connections, often find social situations both fulfilling and challenging. Their sensitivity and intuitive nature can make them susceptible to social anxiety, especially in environments that feel superficial or overstimulating. While social anxiety can be tough, INFJs can navigate these challenges by implementing specific strategies that honor their unique strengths. In this guide, we'll look at techniques designed for INFJs to manage social anxiety in everyday settings, helping them feel more grounded, confident, and at ease. For INFJs, social anxiety often stems from a blend of sensitivity to others' emotions and a tendency to self-critique. Recognizing this root can provide a sense of control and clarity. INFJs may feel overwhelmed when they sense inauthenticity or judgment in social situations, which triggers their need for harmony and understanding. By identifying these sources, INFJs can respond with more compassion toward themselves. Begin by noting patterns in your social anxiety. Journaling about your thoughts before, during, and after social interactions can help you identify triggers and recognize recurring thoughts or fears. Since INFJs often anticipate scenarios that could cause discomfort, preparing mentally for social events can reduce anxiety. Visualizing positive interactions and grounding yourself in self-affirming thoughts helps counteract social fears. By imagining yourself calmly interacting, you can set a positive tone before the event even begins. Spend a few minutes visualizing a successful social interaction. Imagine yourself feeling comfortable, smiling, and connecting with others in a calm and genuine way. INFJs may feel pressured to blend in or perform socially, which can exacerbate anxiety. Remind yourself that your strengths as an INFJ, such as empathy and introspection, are valuable even if they don't fit mainstream social expectations. Practicing self-compassion allows you to feel more grounded and at ease in being yourself. Practice speaking kindly to yourself, as you would to a friend. Acknowledge your strengths and remind yourself that it's okay to engage in social situations in ways that feel authentic. INFJs typically feel more comfortable in one-on-one settings than in large groups. By starting with smaller interactions, INFJs can build confidence gradually and enjoy more meaningful conversations, which can help them avoid overwhelming themselves with larger social settings. Arrange to meet friends individually or in small groups where you feel safe, allowing you to connect in ways that feel natural and satisfying. INFJs may find themselves drifting into overthinking during social situations. Mindfulness and grounding techniques, such as focusing on your breath or anchoring yourself in sensory experiences, can help you stay present and reduce anxiety. When feeling anxious, identify 5 things you can see, 4 things you can feel, 3 things you can hear, 2 things you can smell, and 1 thing you can taste. This grounding method helps keep your mind from spiraling. INFJs often feel drained by socializing because they naturally absorb others' emotions. To manage this, give yourself permission to take breaks and set boundaries, allowing you to recharge without feeling guilty. Knowing your limits can help you enjoy social events without feeling depleted. Set a time limit for social events or plan small breaks to step away and recharge. Having an exit plan if you need it can help you feel more secure. Reflective listening helps INFJs focus on the other person rather than their own anxiety. By asking questions and paraphrasing the speaker's words, you create a meaningful connection without feeling pressured to perform. This approach aligns with the INFJ's natural tendency to be empathetic and thoughtful listeners. Focus on active listening and ask open-ended questions. Reflective listening allows you to engage with others naturally, without feeling overwhelmed. INFJs can benefit from acknowledging that social anxiety is just one part of their experience, not their entire identity. By separating the anxiety from their self-worth, INFJs can approach social situations with less self-judgment and more resilience. Remind yourself, social anxiety is just one part of my experience. It doesn't define my value or worth. INFJs are often most comfortable in groups that reflect their interests and values, such as book clubs, volunteer groups, or spiritual communities. Connecting with people who share similar passions can ease social anxiety by creating a foundation of shared understanding. Explore interest-based groups or meetups that align with your values. Feeling aligned with the group's purpose can make socializing feel more natural. INFJs tend to analyze social interactions deeply, sometimes leading to negative self-talk. By reframing thoughts, such as replacing "I should have said something smarter" with "I contributed in a way that felt authentic," INFJs can reduce the weight of self-critique. Catch negative thoughts and replace them with affirming statements that emphasize your strengths. Social anxiety can be challenging, especially for INFJs who deeply value authentic connections but may feel anxious in social settings. By understanding your own social style, practicing grounding techniques, and connecting with like-minded people, you can manage social anxiety in a way that aligns with your strengths. Embrace your unique qualities and remember, social interactions are opportunities for growth, connection, and learning.